All right, we have made it down to Jacksonville.
DUUUVAL.
Well, that's alarming. My biggest decision, wear the shades or not.
And the national media has lost their mind.
All right, welcome back to the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. Mike Catalana, Dan Fates. I am Jenna Cottrell. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. We're getting you set for this Bills-Jags playoff game, wild card weekend. We are down here in Jacksonville. It has been beautiful out. We'll talk about the weather, the vibe, all that stuff. A little news of the day, James Cook as well as Ray Davis being named All-Pro. Ray Davis first team All-Pro for all he's done in the return game for the Bills, as well as James Cook named second team. More little injury stuff. Josh Palmer has been downgraded to out. We'll talk about the offense, the Bills, all that stuff. But first I want to start with the ridiculousness of the national narratives that have been out there, especially considering what they're talking about in terms of Josh Allen needing to win and needing to carry his team tomorrow.
Yeah, I want to get to that in a second. We have all made it. We have all traveled.
Yes.
Let's just do that again.
Let's get
Because
to
I was going to say that. I like playing that up a little bit, that we're all here, and then we'll go into the narrative. I should have said that.
Oh,
when you were saying it was so
the opening's
cool,
good, just roll
if
from
you
there.
came to me, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, oh, we're all here. This is,
Yeah.
but Dan can say that. Just go to Dan.
All right, in 3, 2. All right, welcome back to the Buffalo Plus channel. Mike Catalana, Dan Fates. I am Jenna Cottrell. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It is a beautiful day here in Jacksonville, Florida. The Bills getting ready to take on the Jags on Wild Card Weekend coming up tomorrow. We'll get you set for that matchup, but Dan, it's beautiful down here.
It's pretty nice. Hey, I've dogged on Jacksonville quite a bit this past week. Pretty sweet.
Yeah, we're right on the St. Johns River right here, the city behind us. The shades, like, I don't know. The sun's coming in and
The sun's
out.
going to come in and out of this video.
Jenny, you love
Bear with
clouds.
us.
I love
Clouds are nice
I
here,
also
too.
love the sun. Yeah, great clouds. It's been nice. It's a change of pace from Western New York, but we know
I
there's
like that all of us are
And
here.
Yeah,
we've
it's
traveled,
cool.
all three of us.
Yes.
We've
Awesome.
made it so far. At the time of this recording,
So hot now.
it is 2:52.
Yes.
We've talked about clouds. I've gotten made fun of for using a passport.
Okay.
You also got made fun of for sleeping on the plane.
Dan also picked the most egregious colored SUV. It's like a neon
true.
blue.
So quick story, we pick up the car, no free ads, but we use a car dealer that is a national car dealer. And you get to pick the car on the aisle. It doesn't cost anything.
It's
You
like
get
a
to pick.
greenish
It's
aisle.
like a green
Right.
aisle.
And so
Or an
Dan picked a absurd color
The
SUV.
The color threw it off, making it feel bigger. It's a clown car.
Yeah.
With all of our gear and suitcases.
There
And
was
then
a
in the
silver
back-
car, a black car, like a red car, and Dan's like, you know what? I want the one that like reminds me of a bowling shoe. That's what I want. It's pretty. It's a little.
There's the
Bear
sun.
with us.
It's a little sunny.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We had our fun. Let's talk about this game.
We're still gonna have fun.
I was gonna say, let's start with the national noise
Yeah,
because
they've lost their damn mind.
it has been ridiculous. The narrative around Josh Allen and how he has to win this game. Nobody cares what he does. If the Bills don't win, it's all his fault. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Here's a clip from Ryan Clark from ESPN. I don't even know the context doesn't even fully go into how absurd this comment is.
Josh Allen has lived in this bubble that you couldn't criticize him. And if you criticized him, you were wrong because of what he did in that divisional playoff round, because of what we seen during the season. If he loses this game, it's on him. I'm not going to care if James Cook doesn't play well. I'm not going to care if Shakir drops balls. I'm not going to care if they can't stop the run. I'm going to care that Josh Allen is the best player left playing in football right now, and he couldn't will his team to win. We have seen the greats drag teams who aren't supposed to be Super Bowl champions to Super Bowls, and there are no other greats in the AFC playing right now. So Josh Allen has to show up in this game, and the support system has to raise its play, or his play has to raise theirs.
Or we're going to have to talk about him differently, in your estimation.
I think at some point, we're going to have to say, okay, Josh, we know what you've done in the past. We believe you've shown up in other situations, but they needed you to show up this year, and you didn't show up in the way that allowed them to keep playing.
Imagine having your narrative all set, no matter what happens before the ball is even snapped. It's crazy. And Cam Newton also had another take, and he was talking about how it's all on the quarterback and all of these kind of things. It's almost like Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes are being complimented for they're getting awarded for not making the playoffs. And the pressure falls all on Josh because he made them. And I just think it's absolutely insane.
I just, seeing the comments, it's like, we all joke, and obviously quarterbacks, great quarterbacks, can take over a game, but it's just so absurd to me to be like, oh, he's the only player that matters on the field, and whatever he does, if his team loses, it's his fault.
Well, football, maybe more than any other sport, is so team-driven. Look, you need the quarterback. Quarterback's got to make plays, got to play well. I get it. But no matter how great a quarterback is, he can't do it by himself.
Yeah.
And the narrative from a former player, a guy who played for the Steelers, and even Cam Newton, who should know better as a quarterback, to almost be saying it's so much on Josh Allen. Look, there's pressure on Josh Allen. He's the quarterback. He makes the money.
Yeah.
Narratives and legacies go with quarterback and playoff wins. Everybody accepts that what it is. But the idea of saying that if he, no matter what he does,
No
if
matter
they
what he
lose,
does.
it's on him, is embarrassing. And I have heard it for 4 decades covering the NFL. Players at times, former players, will say, well, you don't know because you didn't play in the league. Ryan Clark's comment came like some chucklehead who never played in the
A
league.
shock jock radio.
Or Skip Bayless type, who just throws stuff out there. Ryan Clark knows better, and I know he knows football, but to say that is, you talk about trying to really make something fit. And a lot of people listen, and it gets built up as that's the narrative for Josh Allen, and I just find it absurd.
Yeah, because it is.
It's absurd. And again, if you want to say, go on TV and say, Josh needs to win this because he hasn't won a road playoff game, and he needs to do this, and he has to outplay Trevor Lawrence, who's had statistically a better season than him.
Fair.
Yeah,
Absolutely fair.
all of that is fair. But to say that it's because there's no Mahomes, there's no Lamar Jackson, and no Joe Burrow, like that adds pressure because they're not even involved in the game. How often do you hear that? Well, the quarterbacks don't face off against one another. Like, it'd be like if Josh has to throw and catch the passes. Like, that is the amount of pressure that he's under.
My husband.
There is the
Tommy can't catch it too.
There is like the universal understanding from most people that follow the Bills or have closely, I'm not talking about from the auxiliary, is that understanding, hey, this isn't a great team, but you have Josh Allen, you have a really good offensive line, which we'll get to, you have James Cook, who's an all-pro, all of those things. I can get behind all of that, but to sit there and have the gall to G-A-U-L?
I think it's 2 L's.
Yeah.
2 L's.
Just G-A-U-L, isn't it?
That's what I said.
Okay.
You said G-A-U-L.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Gall.
The gall, it's a good word.
I just think it's so tone deaf.
Yeah,
It's just unbelievable to me. And it's silly. And
it
it's
also makes it
stupid.
feel like it's a no-win situation for Josh and the Bills.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
Yeah. It's
'Cause
like,
if
well,
he
then
does,
you win. It's like, well, you
he's
should
gonna-
have beaten him.
watch.
Yes.
He wins the Super Bowl. It's like, well, you know, Mahomes and Lamar and Joe Burrow were the It's like,
That is why,
shut
though,
up.
that is why sometimes I get so frustrated because, like, we are around the team all the time. So many other local media members are around the team all the time. And so we know what's actually going on with teams and what it's like. And just to have people who are sitting behind a desk who usually, it feels like, don't even watch the games, commenting and making these huge generalizations. It's bananas to me.
I just am offended that it's a former player in the NFL.
Yep.
Because he knows. I tweeted, there's no way Ryan Clark actually believes this. There is no way. That man has played too much football, knows too much football to say something idiotic like he said, that it's all on the guy no matter how he plays. Josh could not play much better than he did in 13 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Could not play much better. I don't know
But
what
it's
else
a
you
road
expected.
playoff loss, Mike.
It is.
Yep.
And listen, he owns that because quarterbacks, they can say what they want. Win-loss record is a quarterback stat. It's not fair, but it is.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
like playoff wins, just like Super Bowls. I mean, it's just what they say. I mean,
It's like, what if Josh plays terrible and the Bills win the game? And it's like, see? Like,
They-
wow,
they would be thoroughly confused by
that.
This win doesn't count. How can I hula hoop myself out of this?
yeah.
All right.
Well, there's that narrative, and then you mentioned, the Bills are 0-5 under Sean McDermott. Context matters. So the first was 2017 season here in Jacksonville, the team that broke the 17-year playoff drought. Tyrod Taylor was the starting quarterback for that Bills team. Like, it was a season where it was cool for them to even get to the playoffs. They weren't really ready for that. Then the next time it was Josh Allen early on in his career in Houston, where it all fell apart for the Bills.
Smashing all the buttons.
And then after that, it's the 3 losses to the Chiefs, who obviously we know how dominant they have been. But that will follow around Sean McDermott and Josh Allen, because that's just how this works.
Look, they've been fortunate to have the home games. They've won a lot of them.
Yeah.
But you got to, at some time, win on the road. This team's going to need to win on the road. I think it's fair to criticize them because they had 3 shots in Kansas City. With this team, with the full Josh Allen, they didn't get it done. They were early in 2020. They blew it in 13 seconds, and they had a shot last year in the championship game. But they lost them all. Fair to say. But Jenna, for people to go from that to, if Sean McDermott loses this game, he's getting fired. Guess what, folks? Sean McDermott, maybe a lot of you want him to get fired. Good luck with that. He's not getting fired. I would say, I shouldn't say no matter what happens in a game.
Yeah, I
you
agree.
never know what happens.
Well, no,
But-
just you can make bold statements before a game's even kicked off.
Oh,
we
that's
we
true.
can do that in national media.
Yeah.
But the thought of what Mike has been talking our ears off about on this trip and in the car is the fact of, well, John Harbaugh shouldn't take any jobs just yet because you don't know what could happen this wild card weekend.
Yeah, that's been a narrative from people that the Bills could hire John Harbaugh, the guy who can't beat the Chiefs and doesn't beat the Bills.
Can't beat the Bills in the playoffs.
And John Harbaugh's a really good football coach.
Yeah,
He just
absolutely.
hasn't, since the Super Bowl they won, 13 years ago, they haven't gotten past anything. So we just feel like we know the reality. Even if you guys want it, some of you want it, Sean's not going anywhere. 5 straight division titles, playoffs in 8 of 9 years. He's not going anywhere. Certainly not going anywhere after the game tomorrow.
Correct.
What is it? I'm not leaving.
Yes. Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes. Yeah. No, but I do think that is, as someone, as we all obviously cover the team so much, it does feel like Sean McDermott, Terry Pegula and him are very much in lockstep, and it's the Harbaugh stuff, and you're hearing that noise, you're like, what are people even talking about?
What are we doing?
To add to that, Jenna, we all read the article written in The Athletic about Sean McDermott. And there's some really
Dan
interesting
Pompei?
stuff in there
New York Times, yeah.
about Josh Allen and Sean McDermott.
And the relationship that they have, and obviously how important that is between quarterback and coach, and it feels like they are very much on the same page, and we see that every day that we're in Orchard Park.
We make light of the fact of the Bills continuing to bring back guys.
Yeah.
Which is part of which it's a double-edged sword. Like, okay, like you wish you could get fresh blood in here, but guys want to come back and play for Sean McDermott.
It's a testament to
It
what has
really
been
is a
built.
testament
Yeah.
to Sean. And you hear those guys that when they come back, Trey White, who went to 2 different organizations.
Good organizations, too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I just think that all that stuff needs to be put in context. Now, again, I always based it off of, you can tell when a coach loses the locker room.
Yes.
And that has never been the case in Buffalo. If you want to say on his resume, he's got 13 seconds. He's had Josh Allen and hasn't gone to a Super Bowl yet. All of those are fair.
That's
but
valid.
that locker room is still very much behind Sean McDermott. We talked about the video of Paul Skeens meeting Josh Allen and Sean McDermott meeting Paul Skeens. And then Josh comes over and he's rubbing Sean's head. And Sean's like, do you do this to your coach? Like, come on. The playful banter, the relationship that they have is massively important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's very true. All right, let's talk a little bit more about this matchup. Now, I do want to note James Cook, second-team All-Pro. Ray Davis, first-team All-Pro as a returner. Great for him. I mean, the season that those guys are having, James Cook, and also for this matchup tomorrow, the offensive line and just how impactful they have been this season, how impactful they will be this postseason for the Bills to get done what they need to.
Yeah, the offensive line, to me, it's not sexy. It's not fun to talk about in depth about the keys to the game because it's very coach speak. You got to win the line of scrimmage. You
Gotta win
with
in the trenches.
In the trenches. If the Bills win, it's because the offensive line was dominant. And I know the Jags have the #1 rated rushing defense. You know who else had the #1 rated rushing defense last year? The Denver Broncos. The Bills ran for 240 yards against them. And then they faced the #2 ranked rushing defense in the Baltimore Ravens. They ran for 140 yards. I believe 90 of it was in the first half. It was the most yards the Baltimore Ravens in the history of their franchise had allowed in a postseason half. And they are the dominant defensive franchise that you think of. Okay, This team, I have said it before, I think they can run the ball down their throats. They've done it before, but it comes down to execution. It's not just like you're going to roll the ball out there, but I'm sitting there, if we're talking on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel at the end of tomorrow evening, it's because the offensive line did a damn good job.
And I think it's being a physical football team, both
Yes.
sides of the ball, and you can feel it. And I do think a lot of times people think of physical with tackles and big hits. And that's true. You can play physical football on defense, on the D line. You can control it. But there is nothing like an offensive line controlling the game. You'll see it on your TV. When you see James Cook getting through the hole 3 yards before he's hit, it's going to be a good day. You know what I mean? Like you can almost sense it when you're watching. It's like when you watch the team tackle and 3 guys are around the ball.
Yeah.
I think you can sense that it's going to be a good day.
I always remember Chris Long has talked about it,
Yeah.
being a defensive guy, and he goes, when Tom Brady would go 10 passes and they'd go 13 plays down the field and cut you with 1,000 paper cuts, you'd go back to the sidelines like, that was all gimmicky. We'll get him next time. He goes, when you're a defensive line and you go back to the huddle and they ran the ball down your throat 10 times on a drive, you walk back and you're going, we're screwed. They just outmanned us, and that's a problem. Like, that can break their will. Like,
Yes.
that is how you put your force and your step and like impact on the game. That I don't expect the Bills to shy away in any way from a really good Jags defensive line. I'm not trying to sit there and diminish them in what they've accomplished. It's just more of, I have more faith, honestly, in the Bills offensive line.
I think the word that I feel like a lot of defensive players would use is it's demoralizing
Yeah.
when a team can constantly run the ball on you. And that has been a strength of this Bills offense all season long. And we talk about its strength on strength in terms of the Jags run defense and the Bills run offense. But I just do feel with the experience that this Bills team has with the offensive line, the cohesion that we know, I just do feel that they have that edge in this game. And Deion Dawkins talked this week just about, I feel like we've heard a lot from the Jags' point of view in, the confidence that they have. And as they should. They've won 13
Absolutely.
games. Like, this has
Hottest
been a
team.
phenomenal
8 in a
season.
row. Yep.
8 wins in a row. But I just think the quiet confidence that the Bills in general have, and Deion kind of talking about, like, I like where we're at right now. Because I think you want to be confident, you don't want to be cocky, but you also need to know what you do well, and the Bills run the ball very well.
Daquan Jones.
Yeah, it's one man
What-
whooping another man.
That's what football comes down
And
to.
the other thing is the run game, as Dan adjusts. Wow,
I think that cloud's going to stay.
your cloud's really set in this time.
Yeah. Cloud
The
whisper.
run
Go to
game,
Mike's Twitter.
I love clouds.
the run
That
game.
sounds like
I love-
I'm making a high joke, but I'm not.
I love Lamb.
I love lamb. I love nature.
The run game
Mm-hmm.
isn't always schemed. Like there are teams that scheme up the run really well, and
Miami.
it is. But sometimes it's like they know it's coming,
Correct.
and
Yes,
they can't
stop
stop
it,
And by
yeah.
not stopping it, I don't mean it's 60-yard touchdowns.
Agreed.
I mean it's 5 yards,
Yep.
it's 7 yards, it's
Yep.
6 yards, it's 12 yards. It's what James Cook has done to the league this year. They feel confident, as good as this defense is, that they can do that on Sunday.
I know there's a lot of talk to why wasn't James Cook first team All-Pro. Look, James Cook won the NFL rushing title this season. We know how good he has been. Bijan Robinson, though, 800 receiving yards
Yeah.
added in there as well. So it makes sense to me when you zoom out and you look at it. It's tough that there's only one running back named, one of a lot of positions named. But I will say for this team, I think of where James Cook was at last season. I feel like that AFC Championship game, the effort that he made on that touchdown kind of started off where he has been this whole season. I mean, you could say he was playing great
Yeah.
ball last year as well, but that to me was a moment of like, holy shit, this dude can ball. And
Playmaker.
Playmaker, and I expect him to have that type of intensity, that type of effort tomorrow, and also be able to make plays like that because he has this season.
Your cloud didn't last long.
On
Oh,
a team, though, without playmakers on the outside, I think Dalton Kincaid's going to be very important to this offense when they're throwing
sure.
the ball, and maybe Dawson Knox, maybe James Cook out of the backfield. We'll see how that happens. And then we already know one of the receivers isn't playing.
yeah, Josh Palmer has been downgraded to out. That not
It's
great.
just been a mess this year.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's been a mess. But I still think that if we know anything about Josh Allen, it's how he has put on the cape
In the playoffs.
right? So I look at this game,
Playoffs.
and I just posted my Uncle Dan's best bets. I like Kincaid. I like Knox. I like Shakir. I think that when it comes down to it, he's going to have to make plays through the air to keep the defense honest. He's going to go to guys that he can trust, that he has leaned on, that he has had success with before. And if Gabe Davis scores 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, just so if everyone didn't watch the live pod on Thursday, so for Dan to jump into the Jags pool, what?
So that's the Jags pool. If Gabe gets 3
Scared.
touchdowns, Dan will jump into the St. John's River.
Oh. There are people swimming in it. We saw one person.
Yeah, I'm not
but
swimming.
Kayaking,
paddleboarding.
paddleboarding.
2 touchdowns from Gabe Davis, 3
3
sacks
sacks.
from Greg Rousseau, and 3 touchdowns from Khalil Shakir for me to do it. So, yeah, I hope that's not the case.
And by the way, could we get arrested for jumping in that pool?
I was
Definitely
thinking
think
that.
so. I definitely think so.
So maybe we need a. Well, let's see.
Isn't
we'll
it
get
worth
through.
it though? What if it all happens?
No, I don't want to
Can
get
you
my
imagine?
my press credential.
Can you imagine
revoked?
if that was, what would that be? 3 sacks and 5
A
touchdowns?
landslide win for the
Yeah,
Bills.
yeah.
Again, it's contingent also on a Bills win.
Yeah, it's
But-
got to be a win.
All right, we talked about the offense. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball for the Bills. We know the Jags, they've been playing really well. We talked about Trevor Lawrence having an outstanding season, his best season as a pro so far. The pressure that has been on this Bills defense, they haven't played well throughout the season, but I do think this last stretch, I would say the last, what would you say, 6 games?
Yep.
It feels like they've found something, and what can that do for them?
So they're ranked number 1 against the pass, and they are considered a poor team against the run. I think they're better against the run than their numbers, and they're not as good against the pass as their numbers.
So you're saying it's in the middle, Michael.
It's in the middle, yes.
Because
2
bikinis
things.
are like
Oh, I was trying to think
stats
of
are like bikinis.
because bikini.
Yes, stats are like bikinis. You say this.
They show some things, but not all.
everything.
All things, yeah.
And also, no, that wouldn't work for 2 things can be true at the same time.
Well, no, 2 things can be true. They can be,
No.
Good against the pass,
Good
but maybe
against
not
the-
That was
number
the
1.
play.
jeez.
The Lincolns.
Gosh.
So going against Jacksonville, and I've said this is a well-coordinated offense. Trevor Lawrence is playing well. He's got just almost like an ideal set of receivers. He's got Jacoby Myers,
Yep.
who I don't know if you've heard the Bills were interested in, didn't get. And then
Parker Washington.
who has been really good
And then
on the
Brian
inside.
Thomas.
Brian
and Brian
Thomas,
Thomas with that speed on the outside. It has made life so much better for Trevor Lawrence, who has played well. So I look at the Bills secondary and go, Trey White's been really good.
He
You just
has.
talked to him this week.
Yeah.
He's confident in the way he's played. Obviously, you got, Christian Benford on the other side. No Max Hairston. I think they're going to miss that speed
Yep.
when they need him out there.
Definitely agree.
And we've seen this team when they lose a corner. That's tough. I think Dane Jackson will probably be in the game as a backup. But it's going to be Cole Bishop, too, and Jordan Poyer. And that Poyer experience is going to be big for this team. I think the secondary's got to really be ready to step up.
I just think about how different this season, this postseason is entering it for Cole Bishop than it was last year.
Yeah.
Like the player that he has grown into, what he's been able to do is tremendous, and then how he must be feeling about his game. And I think tomorrow is another opportunity to show, where he started and how far he's come.
In that article about Sean McDermott, they talked about Cole Bishop, and it said McDermott, the safety,
Yeah.
was like basically told his guy, you can't let people go walking through the middle.
Yeah.
And in the next game, he lit somebody up. Oh, it was somebody
Nico
good.
Collins.
Nico Collins, yeah.
Against Houston.
And so he has been that guy, much more confident. But this is big. This is what we say is, maybe you just said it, 3rd career playoff start that he's going to have in this game. Let's see how he plays, but he's going to be vital to what they do in the defense because, that whole thing with Brian Thomas, they have really used Brian Thomas to bring that safety over and clear things up on the other side. They got to be really smart with how they use their safeties in pass coverage.
Sorry, I was looking for a stat because we talk about the pass defense, how they could, would help that? Those corners.
Pass rush.
Pass rush.
Trevor Lawrence has not been great. I believe he's 24th in EPA when he's under pressure. That's got to be a key, is to get him off his pocket.
50.
5-0. Here
Joey
he comes.
Bosa, too.
Joey Bosa.
You said this in the other video, but this is why you signed him.
Yep.
What
and
plays
he's
can
made
you
some
make?
big plays.
He has.
Like the one he made at the end of the Patriots game was huge.
Huge.
And I
the
know
Browns game.
Yeah, the Browns game was Rousseau. Well, he had the deflected pass and then Rousseau. That's what they need. It doesn't even mean the stats. It means pressure in certain circumstances, right? Josh Allen did not get sacked by Chris Jones in that playoff game at home.
Correct.
He didn't get it. He got pressured, and it impacted what could have been a game-winning play. That's the kind of stuff you need, especially late in this game.
Am I still in the shot, or is my head cut off?
No, you're good. It's just,
We're about to hit shade.
I was going to say, the sun is,
We got one more topic, so this is perfect.
all right.
The biggest mismatch, the biggest advantage versus disadvantage in the entire wild card weekend.
Kicking.
The Jags kicker versus Matt Prater or Matt Wright.
Yeah. So we're recording this a little bit before we know for sure. I think they may very well bring up Matthew Wright, the kicker, in the, we'll see if it's official, because they need to have him ready in case, an hour and a half before the game, when they have to make the roster set, that if Prater can't go, they need to be ready for that. So we'll see if they activate him. If not, let's just, even if we assume it's Prater. Prater's been a solid, good kicker for them.
Yep.
But this kid for Jacksonville has been unreal. 67 yards, 68 yards. I mean, it's absurd. Midfield,
You need like
and
one
they're kicking
first
field goal.
down and you're good.
Yeah. So Dan's right. That is a.
That's another reason why I do feel like the Bills will be aggressive on fourth down, is because A, what is Matt Prater's leg going to be like? And B, with Cam Little on the other side, they can be dangerous from essentially, it feels like, anywhere on the field.
Agreed.
Okay. Anything else, gentlemen? Also, I know we had some fun with this one. We're just excited. We're all down here. I know we're all just about football, but we're having a good time, and we really hope that we'll have this season continue on and give you even more Buffalo Plus coverage.
Sunday morning, if you're in Buffalo or Rochester, 10:30 in the morning, we'll be on Fox Rochester for our TV show, Buffalo Plus TV show. And then at 11 o'clock here on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel, we'll be live from 11 to 11:30. Behind us will not be the river. It'll be the field at Everbank Stadium.
Everbank Stadium.
It'll be what's behind us, and we'll be all set up and ready to go. And we'll be taking your questions and comments. So make sure you know what the other shows. I don't mean other local shows. Those guys do a good job. I'm talking about the national shows. Like, there's going to be nonsense. You're going to hear the same nonsense.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about the Bills, and we'll give you the honest scoop and what we see and what we hear. So join us at 11 o'clock.
Okay. Anything else?
Jenna picked a restaurant for tonight.
Pretty nice.
Seafood.
Food?
Oh, my God.
No, I think Jacksonville you guys clowned on.
Hey,
You looked at the menu. What are you getting?
I don't know what I'm getting. Phone is falling down my
Here's what I'm
leg.
going to tell you. The places in my mind this year that I was like, like last year, I would say when we went to Baltimore, I was big on Baltimore. Dropped down for me. Pittsburgh this year, I just think the crowd wasn't into it. It was not great.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, to this point, thumb up.
Yeah.
Like, not all the way up. We haven't been to the stadium. I know they're doing a lot of stuff around there, but they're building a lot of stuff around here. The weather's nice, so.
I agree. That's how I feel about Houston. Houston went up in my book.
Yeah.
Houston was fun. I mean, I know the game was, but
We flew Southwest. Jenna and I had a seat in between us on the flight down here.
I watched When Harry Met Sally for the first time.
I love it when you go back to my era.
So good.
And
so Zach and I's wedding song was It Had to Be You.
That's cool.
But I didn't know that was in the movie.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
I will get those two to watch Almost Famous, which is an incredible movie. I will get you to
Kinda out
watch
of
it.
spite,
And
I don't
also
wanna
those
watch
two
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Those two sat in the same row. I finally got a little quiet and some peace, and I sat by myself.
Hey, what did I do on the first flight?
Slept.
No, Dan moved to the middle seat for me.
Very sweet.
Which was very nice. Genuinely unexpected. And I
Very
was like, are
sweet.
you sure?
I
don't
got
mind.
on earlier, carrying the camera.
Yeah,
You bat your
sorry.
eyelashes. You say, I got to get on. I'm in Group B.
That's Dan batting his
Yes.
eyelashes, by the way.
And I had an aisle seat. I know Jenna likes the aisle seat. I'm more of a window person myself. I scooched in.
That was very nice of you. I appreciate that.
Hang on 1 second. I got to tell you, I want to make sure. I got a name.
Oh,
Tim.
yeah.
Tim. Oh, you remembered it. My
Tim.
wife and I were out for dinner in Rochester on Friday night. Tim, awesome, came up. Server there, great server, and also loves the channel. Tim, thanks for shouting us out.
There was an older gentleman we saw today at the Rochester airport heading to Arizona. He's a huge fan of the channel. I did not catch his name. That is my mistake, but we had a great chat. He's a huge Buffalo Plus fan, so thank you. We really appreciate all the love and support.
Awesome.
All right, cool. Okay, for Mike and Dan, I'm Jenna. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. We'll have plenty more coverage getting you ready for this Bills Jags
Wow.
wild card. That's
Wow.
absolutely terrifying.
That's more jarring than
Bye, y'all.
DUUUVAL.